this episode of Karratha Chronicles, I'm talking to William Knott, coach at Ethos Karratha. With 14 years of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, he's a black belt who knows his way around sweeps, submissions, and life lessons. Off the mats, he's mentoring at Karratha U Shed and helping young people escape bad positions. He's a man who can take you down on the mats and lift you up in life. And you absolutely will not want to miss this one. Thanks for coming on, mate.
Thanks for inviting me, brother.
Why I got you on here is I wanted to talk to you about your jiu-jitsu journey and the mentoring that you do in Karratha. But first, I wanted to know if Karratha was a submission, what would it be and why?
I think we'll go with smother.
Smother.
Because of the obvious heat in the summer. You get smothered. Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that. So how'd you first end up in Karratha?
So my wife's a nurse, and we have travelled around most of Australia. We haven't done WA, so we decided to come over this side of the country, and she got a position in Roban, and we ended up in Wickham, and she worked out in Roban, and yeah, that was pretty much how we got here. Yep. And then COVID came along, and we just stayed.
What was your first thoughts of Karratha?
So obviously, you jump online and see okay, what am I going to get myself into? And yeah, that's the first thing. It's like, it's going to be hot. And I don't really handle the heat that well. I lived in Abu Dhabi for 10 months, and that was pretty hot. So I sort of acclimatized a little bit to that. So therefore, it wasn't as bad as it made out. But yeah, first thoughts, it's obviously quite remote, especially being out in little old Wickham. But again, because we've travelled around for quite a while now, and you just adapt. Yeah, flies suck.
Yeah, the flies
really suck.
They're relentless. Explain for listeners who don't know, what is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Okay, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling art of martial arts, which originated from judo. So, with a judoka, came over to Brazil. He taught a Brazilian family judo in his way, and then there was a young fellow out of that family that was really sick and frail, and he couldn't do everything that this judoka was showing him, and so he adapted it to his weak, small frame.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's how Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was so-called formed.
So you'd say Jiu-Jitsu is for everyone, the weak and the frail, the young and the old.
That's the whole premise of it. Is you use people's weight against them, leverage. It's all about technique, and not always the big guy wins.
Oh, I like that. That's good. So what would you say to someone in town thinking about trying jiu-jitsu for the first time?
Well, the hardest thing that you tell everyone is walking through that door.
Oh yeah,
because you're it's quite an intimate martial arts.
Yeah.
So you're in there and struggle huggles with your partner.
Struggle
with
struggle cuddles?
Geese, your cuddles, whatever it is. Yep. And then, it's a really interesting way to have a self-defense. So, it's a very practical martial art. So, a lot of the martial arts, you can't go 100%.
Yeah.
But whereas jiu-jitsu, you can use the technique the way it's meant to be used at 100% and hone it so it will work when you need it.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So it's not like boxing. You can't really punch someone in the face as hard as you can with your training partner.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're going to lose lots of training partners.
You will. Yeah.
But with this, you can, you can try your technique out, and you can get it to be pretty good.
Yeah. Where did your journey with jiu-jitsu begin, and what first drew you to
it? So I started my journey in Wellington, New Zealand.
Yeah. What year?
Was 2009.
Wow, okay.
So I had a brother-in-law that was doing jiu-jitsu before the UFC sort of took hold of everything and made it popular. In his garage with a few of his mates, and they were watching VHS and learning techniques and all that sort of stuff. And I was doing kickboxing at the time. I was getting too old to get punched in the head, so I decided that I wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
And yeah, they were being real secret squirrel about it. And it's like, oh, I don't know, man. the boys aren't ready to take on anybody new, and I just kept pestering him, and then one day he let me come in, and so we started doing that. So yeah, it was I did that for about a couple of months, and then my son decided he wanted to do MMA, and there was a club down the road, and because he just finished school, so it was like not quite an adult, but still a bit of a kid, so I had to go down and make sure that there wasn't any idiots there that were going to beat him up.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of, where we come from, there's quite a big gang contingency there. So
that's in the North Island, New Zealand?
Yeah, so that Wellington down the bottom there in Porirua. Yep. And so, yeah, it was in the heart of Porirua, so I was like, I'll better just check it out. And yeah, he lasted a few months, and then I
kept going.
10 years later type deal. Yeah.
Oh, that's really good. So you've got your black belt in Jiu-Jitsu now.
Yes.
Explain a bit, who gave you the black belt and how does that work?
So my black belt's under Glenn Tarrant, who's in submission in Porirua. He's a 3rd degree black belt under John B. Will, which is the Oceanic representative of Will Machado.
Oh, okay, well, yeah.
Who is under Higa Machado.
And that's that family?
So that's that family, yeah.
Yep.
Machado
The
brothers,
original.
who have a connection to Chuck Norris.
Oh,
which I find really
that's
cool.
good. That's
so
cool.
If you go to one of the...
Could you say you got your black belt under Chuck Norris?
Not necessarily. I think I can...
Maybe like cousined.
I got my black belt from the same people that gave him his black
belt.
belt.
Okay, that's good. So yeah. You're sort of like brotherly black belts.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really cool.
And if you look back at my old photos when I was a blue belt, there was, I think, John Will actually made a comment saying, when did Chuck Norris start training in Wellington?
Oh, no way.
I had this very similar beard.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
So we'll go with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what does a black belt mean to you personally, getting your black belt?
Yeah, it's interesting because I've travelled a lot, so I haven't had a home as far as a home gym for quite a few years. So I was, for a long time there, not sure that I was ever going to get one.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that I was... It was very difficult for me to so I'm going to train at a gym. So take, for example, I trained at Essence down in Perth for a couple of years.
Good gym.
Jake O'Driscoll, great guy. He approached me to see if I wanted to be graded under him.
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
Which was really nice.
Yeah.
But I had the discussion with him. It's just because we travel so often, that how would he feel if next month I'd tell him in a couple of months I'm leaving because my wife's got another contract somewhere else.
Oh, yeah.
And then he's just given me a belt.
Yeah.
It's got to be give and take. Just because as I talked about lineage before, if you're going to give someone your belt and then they go out into the population or the community of jiu-jitsu, it's like, oh, so where'd you get your belt? And he goes, well, I got it under him. And they go, oh.
Yeah, didn't know you were like that.
There's those things. And then, the people that grade under you, for the lack of a better term, they're like your student children, it's like, you have some sort of connection with them, especially if someone has gone through the ranks.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's one thing that I wanted to complete, because Glenn and I, not only was my coach, but because we, trained together for so long, he was a good friend, and it would have been nice to go through all the belts with him.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought, well, I don't want to be graded by anyone else but him.
Yeah, that's nice.
And because I'm not in New Zealand, that's going to be very difficult. Same again, I think being away for 5 or 6 years from the gym, and then it's unreasonable for me to be asked, hey man, can you grade me? And
that's a very tricky situation.
I haven't seen you do any jiu-jitsu for 5 or 6 years, so I was like, no.
Yeah.
So I was under the impression that, nah, I'm quite happy not to get my black belt. So be it.
Yeah. Because just live as a brown belt. Nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it. And I'm an old bugger, so do I want to go through the whole deal of oh, so you're a black belt, and then all these little 20-year-old blue belts try and beat the snot out of me, and then I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
But with saying that, when I did go back beginning of this year, and I was awarded my black belt, it did feel really good.
Yeah, it would have been. Lifelong achievement. So you've been started in 2009.
Yep. So close to 16 years.
Yeah. Well, in your intro, I think I said 14 years.
Yeah.
But 16 years is a very long time. So you're also a mentor at the youth shed. You work at the youth shed here in Karratha?
I'm a youth officer at the youth shed.
Youth officer. Oh, I like that. Little badge and everything.
Yep.
So between mentoring at the shed and rolling on the mats, how do you manage your time and energy? And what's a typical week look like?
Yeah. Managing that energy levels is very difficult.
It's a lot of kids.
It's a lot of kids. They can be good. They can be bad. But trying to manage that is it's quite difficult. But also, Karratha for me has been the best work-life balance that I've ever had in my whole life. So the payoff is awesome.
Yeah.
Because I don't work until midday, the earliest.
Oh, that's good.
And then you do the job, finish about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and go do training, and then so my day sort of like starts late but finishes late.
Oh yeah,
which suits me good because I'm not a morning person.
Not a morning, like a sleeping.
Like 9 o'clock training on Saturday morning.
Yeah,
it's like still difficult.
Yeah, it would be. How did lessons from jiu-jitsu impact your work with the kids?
Yeah, lessons from jiu-jitsu impact my life a lot. I think it's just the adversity of it. Like if you can get through Tristo trying to squish you, because Tristo's a big lad, and you can, the singular focus of you're not thinking about anything else other than this big fella trying to kill you nicely, then, you start taking value of things in your own life. Like, okay, this is happening, but that doesn't really matter as much as you possibly think it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you start prioritizing things of like, maybe I should be focusing on this and that and the other thing. Taking that to work, like, okay, there might be a lot of things going on for these kids, but like trying to prioritize what actually is going on. Yeah. Or how we can address those things.
Have you seen some kids come in early and, how have they sort of changed since you've been there?
Yeah.
Any long-termers?
It's really good to see, like, I've had, because I've been here for 5 years now, and I have seen the kids go from, they're too young to be in the centre, and I was like, sorry mate, you can't come in, and they really want to come in, and they're being super annoying, and they'll sneak in and hide under the table, to the fact where now they're out working.
Oh wow, okay.
So I've been, it's been really good to see that whole transition. Yeah. And still be like friends. Like they'll come up to you and go, hey man, how's it going, and all that stuff, nice. Which is really, really satisfying. It's lovely, right?
It's a rewarding job.
For sure. It can be. And then you get some kids that are just
need more work.
They're so far removed or so busy dealing with whatever else they're dealing with that they
do you get into that, like some sort of training for that, like dealing with children who have some sort of trauma or?
No, we're very, very lucky though, because the youth shed is attached to Headspace.
Oh, it is too.
So if we have any issues like that we see, we can go and get some advice or push them over to that direction. Yeah.
Have you had to do that before?
A couple of times, yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got a really good relationship with Headspace that they will come and do programs with us as well. So like they are well known to the youth, which is awesome. Yeah, so we're quite lucky.
What sort of games and stuff do you play with the kids?
To be fair, it's very hard to compete with the PS5s and the Xboxes and the PCs games and stuff. Yeah. But like we try and implement like programs to a lot of art programs, and we've got a build a bike program that I'm trying to get off the ground.
Nice. So Halloween's coming up.
Yes, indeed.
And that would be a big one.
That's one of my favourite times of the year.
I've seen it before. Guys, you got to check it out. If you go to the youth shed, have a look at their amazing setup. This year, I don't know what's going to be. I'm very excited to have a look. I'm the official Halloween inspector.
Correct. Last year, you did a great job.
Yeah.
So no pressure. Like, okay. But we've had a call from the guys and powers to be in the city that we did really well last year. Let's step it up a notch. And instead of like only having it for the one night because it is a lot of work, and like you put a week's work into
one night.
Getting it up, and then you got to pull it all apart the next day. So what we're going to try and do is have it open for like at least 3. So we're going to have it open for a session for the sensory kids.
Yep.
So like not so full on, so they can come through and not be too scared, but have an experience.
Yeah. Maybe with the lights on.
Yeah, exactly like that. So like, they can go and experience that. And then we're going to have it open to the VIP. So like, get the word out, get some people to come in and go, wow, that was really cool. You must come down. And then open Halloween night, and then thinking about the following nights. Like if you missed it because you were so busy, come down on, I think Halloween this week's on a Friday night. And so come out on a Saturday and check it out. So that's the plan.
That's cool.
I'm hoping that my offsider hasn't left town and he can help me. He's been a real big help, and his skill level for building stuff and getting everything ready would be awesome. So like, I'm hoping to get hold of him. Otherwise, it's going to be all on me again. So we'll see how that goes.
So how do you go? Regional work's tough. We all know that, but you must have a lot of people come in and out of the youth shed, and not a lot of long termers.
Staff wise.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's the same with, I think, everywhere in this part of the world.
Yeah.
It's just like, and youth work is not for everybody. But we just, work with what we can get.
How do you hope to evolve Karratha and the Youth Shed program?
I really would like to start implementing more programs for the boys there. Youth work is usually like quite predominantly female for some reason.
That's interesting.
But we have got quite a lot of male staff now. Yeah. And we have programs for the girls, but then the boys, not so much.
Is that because you've got more female staff, so they sort of don't know how to handle the boys maybe? Or
they just didn't have that experience and those skills that the men have.
How to handle them.
Yeah. So, well, not so much how to handle them, but like, for example, I want to get them into more mechanic type stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So like, possibly the females didn't have that experience. Yeah. Not that I've got any, but like, I can maybe get somebody to help us out with that sort of stuff.
What have you learned about yourself through jiu-jitsu?
I just think the relationships that you make, I did not expect that. Like you can get anyone from, a high paid lawyer to someone that does the garbage run, and they just, all those things are left at the door, and they're just mates. Yeah. And that's helped me through a lot of things, in the fact that, it's just like, everyone is the same, really. Yeah.
That's good philosophy.
Yeah.
How do you balance ego, progress, and humility on the mats and in life?
Me personally, or the other people on the mat?
Both. Yeah.
Man, everyone talks about, if you've ever tried jiu-jitsu, get a good coach, they will tell you to leave the ego at the door. Yeah. So like, it's a good saying, but like, man, it's really hard to do.
Why?
Like, I've had a discussion with a few people. It's like, well, it's that masculinity thing too, of like, I've come into someone else's house, basically, and like, I don't want to be that guy that is a real idiot and like spastic and hurts people and all that
bit of respect thing.
For sure, but like, I don't want to be, I want to prove to them that I belong here too.
Okay.
So like, there's that level, right? Yeah. Just like, okay, I want to show them that I've got something and that I want to learn and all that sort of stuff. I don't want to be the dead fish in the corner, but you don't want to be that guy.
You're there for a purpose.
Hurts somebody and then, so like,
fine balance.
It's a real fine balance, and it, you'll find that you'll have someone that will go all the way through to almost purple belt and still not have a good grasp of that.
Oh, really?
For sure. I mean, you've known a couple of blue belts that's still a bit spazzy.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
So it's like, you could decide why you're there.
Yeah.
What's your purpose? And like, it takes a while for people to get it. And it does take consistency and a good coach.
Oh, okay.
To like
bring that out
tell
of
them to pull your head in.
Yeah.
Or try and get them to work. some other way. Get them focused on something.
Yeah. See, because I find it interesting. Like, if you're constantly getting beaten up, I find it hard to have an ego when every day you go to training, you just get beaten up and you're like, oh, wow, okay. I'm not as good as I ever thought I was. Or, that always, for me, I think it's a big play on jiu-jitsu. You can always get taken down a peg.
Oh, for sure. Well, there's nothing more humbling than to get beaten up by Bam Bam.
Oh, Bam Bam is great.
And she's like a 50 kilo.
Nicest girl.
Lovely, 50 kilos, soaking wet.
Yeah.
And it's like a spider monkey and will just
tear your head off.
Rip you to pieces.
She'll tear your head off and your ankles at the same time.
Exactly. And you think you know something, and then that happens. And you go home and you cry in the shower.
Yeah. What about in the street? You ever had any altercations? Because, typically jiu-jitsu is considered a self-defense. It's not it's a very offensive sport because you can trick people and break their arms, but I think it's considered self-defense. Yeah,
it's definitely like one of the controlling factor is that you can, if you get really good at it, you can choose whether there's violence involved or not.
Oh, that's cool.
So, like, you can choose not to hurt somebody and control them, or you can hurt them.
Yeah.
So, like, I have used it through work a bit.
With the kids or with adults?
Both.
Okay, yeah.
But it's like, I'm past the point of, like, going to the pub and all that sort of stuff, so I haven't been involved in anything like that. But, yes, I've used it.
What role does martial arts play in building community in regional towns like Karratha?
I think it's that the culture of the club makes a huge difference. Like I was talking about before, you can go like 100% and everyone walks away uninjured.
Yeah, and happy.
Yeah, like that's ridiculous. Like, if you were trying to, like I would explain to people, oh, what are you up to on Saturday morning? Well, I'm going to go meet up with the boys, we're going to try and kill each other, and then we'll go out for a coffee afterwards.
Yeah, be best friends.
Like,
that's pretty cool.
That is cool. But like we said before, like having all those different types of people throughout the community all together and everything's left at the door and they're just good training partners and good mates. You make all those connections throughout the community and you do become very close because you are trusting that training partner not to hurt you.
Yeah.
So like, and if someone's got you in a really good choke, and if they hold that on, then there's a possibility that
you can get hurt.
Right? So you're trusting that other person quite a lot, and that outside of the gym, you meet those people outside the gym, you go out for drinks and whatever else you get up to. Yeah, it makes very, very tight connections.
And what about your own jiu-jitsu journey? How do you think to evolve that?
Definitely try to manage my injuries a bit better.
Yeah. Have you injured a lot?
A lot.
How does that happen? Just from training partners? Is it like an over time thing?
I think.
Is it the sport?
All the above plus age.
Okay.
Because I just, like depending on like what your background is, like I was pretty active all through my life. So like, you just accumulate injuries. It's just the way it is. And then sometimes your old brain thinks it can do young things and then they can't.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it takes so much longer to heal.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What's the worst injury you've had?
Probably neck injury when it was in Abu Dhabi and some young competitor decided to pick me up and drop me on my back.
Oh, really?
That was pretty horrible.
How long did that take to recover?
I think it was like 4 months before I was back on the mat.
Really? That's a long time. What have you been to any seminars that you'd recommend?
I was known as a bit of a, if I can say that, a seminar whore. I would just go to all of them, any of them, and just...
Yep.
Yeah, so I've been quite lucky to be in the room with some really high-level guys. But I just found that if you went to too many, there was just too much information and you just couldn't remember it all.
Yeah.
Like some of the seminars that I've been to, they would teach like 12 plus techniques.
Wow. That's a lot.
In like 12, about 2
For like
hours.
an hour. Oh, okay.
And you just come away like, well, I remember half of it. And then the next day you've sort of like made all these techniques into one, and it's really not.
So jiu-jitsu is typically a male-dominated sport?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. Why do you think that is? Just testosterone, or do you think it's just...
I don't know whether it's just testosterone. I think it's like, because it's when if you walk into a jiu-jitsu dojo with looking at the mat and the majority of them are males, it takes a special female to want to be in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And it takes a special female to just want to do jiu-jitsu anyway.
Yeah.
So you're chopping down the percentages as you
That's right,
talk about it. So having all female classes would be amazing and ideal, but where we are in Karratha and population wise and that sort of stuff, it's just, even in the big cities like Perth where I was, there was one woman's class a week.
Oh wow, okay, that's not a lot.
That's not a lot.
Yeah. Because Emma Coles from Ethos, one of the owners, she's ran a self-defense class for women, didn't she?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's just a population thing.
Yeah.
It's just
not enough. Let's say someone wants to come down and train at Ethos Karratha. What would you say to them?
If you're thinking about coming down for your first session, we at Ethos, we always have first week is free. So you come down, try it out.
See if you like it.
See if you like it. Meet all the guys. Everyone's really nice and friendly. We have, quite a few different classes to choose from. We've got Mondays, Tuesdays. We have kids on Wednesday, Thursday night, Friday nights, and then Saturday morning, and then we give you a day off on Sunday.
That's good. Sundays, yeah.
So
1 day off is good.
There's all those options. You don't have to do them all. You can do them all. And just come down and try it out.
Yeah.
Because, you don't know unless you have a go. Because it's interesting, the culture of the place is set by the head coach, which is Cameron Coles. And just that whole acceptance of new people and, as been training with us for a wee while now, someone new comes in, they'll be introduced. Cameron will tell you, make sure he's welcome and all that sort of stuff. And then at the end of the session, when we all line up, we go, thanks very much for coming in.
That's right.
First session, great to see you. Hope to see you again. It's really the culture of the place is what keeps people coming back.
So can you remember your first time going into a club, very first time? How'd it feel?
Extremely nervous.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I'm having to go to the bathroom a couple of times before you get in there, and it's just you really, it's that unknown thing. It's just you don't know what it's all about, and as we talked about before, it's quite intimate. You do roll around on the ground, and there's people sweating on you, and there's a lot of pressure. And
you're hugging strangers.
Yeah, exactly.
Effectively
trying to tie them up in their own clothes type thing. It's just
involuntary yoga.
Murder yoga.
Murder yoga. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So do you see any unique mindsets in Karratha locals that match as well with martial arts?
Because it's so remote, and there's very few people that actually have lived here all their life. So it's people that have come from other places. Their mindsets are all okay, we're in the middle of the goddamn desert.
Yeah.
Let's just make what we can of the place. And they're very adaptable, and they just get in there and they get on with it.
Oh, that's good.
And I think that's what keeps me here.
Yeah.
Because the connection that you make with people that are here, they're just very like-minded.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Grafters.
Yeah, for sure. They're here for a purpose.
What's a gi?
A gi?
Yeah.
It could be fat that you melt down to fry things.
Yeah, gi. That's a good one.
Or it can be a uniform
that
they use for martial arts. So it's quite a rugged top.
Yeah.
Depending on what martial arts you are training, what length it is and what thickness it is. Judo ones are really super thick because a lot of grips and stuff when you throw people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And then you get your karate and taekwondo ones are really light and their sleeves are quite short. So the jiu-jitsu is in the middle. It's quite robust because you do a lot of things that judo
gripping.
do, but it's a little bit thinner in the fact that you're sweaty because you're rolling around on each other all the time. So you don't want it to be too thick.
Yeah. Cool. All right. back to the rapid fire. Here we go. So, gi or no gi?
Whoa. That depends what season it is.
Okay, so summer?
Summer's definitely no gi.
And then winter?
Is gi.
All right. Okay, easy. Favorite local sport? So do you see any unique mindsets in Karratha locals that match as well with martial arts?
Because it's so remote, and like there's very few people that actually have lived here all their life. So it's people that have come from other places. Their mindsets are all like, okay, we're in the middle of the goddamn desert.
Yeah.
Let's just make what we can of the place. And they're very adaptable, and they just get in there and they get on with it.
Oh, that's good.
And I think that's what keeps me here.
Yeah.
Because the connection that you make with people that are here, they're just very like-minded.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Grafters.
Yeah, for sure. They're here for a purpose. Jiu-Jitsu.
Perfect. Yeah. One book or film that speaks to your philosophy on teaching.
Rambo First Blood.
Oh, nice. That's good. That's it. Yeah. Good. Hence the shirt.
Yes.
That's awesome. Best pump-up song before a big roll or going to the shed?
System of the Down.
Oh.
Chop Suey.
That's a classic. That is a good one. If you could invite any martial artist, past or present, to teach at Ethos, who would it be?
Hento Gracie.
Why?
Because to me, he's the epitome of jiu-jitsu. He is an absolute savage killer.
Oh, yeah.
But the nicest guy
Really?
you'll ever meet.
How old is he?
I think he's my age or a little bit younger, maybe a year. So about 55, 56, something like that.
One technique that you should think every beginner should master.
Escape.
Escape. What do you mean escape?
Escape from anything and everything.
So if someone's on top of you, just how to get out.
Get out.
Right. Who's the toughest training partner you've rolled with at Ethos?
Cameron.
Cameron? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. If you weren't teaching or coaching, what would you be doing in Karratha?
Cooking.
Cooking? Bit of a chef, are you?
I'm a qualified baker by trade.
Oh, fantastic.
And journeyman chef.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Gi colour you'd never wear, and why?
Red.
Red? Why not red?
Because I'm not a fire engine.
Best piece of advice you've ever received from a mentor or coach?
Don't sweat the small stuff.
That's a good one.
It's taken me a long time to understand that.
Yeah.
Don't worry too much about the things you can't change.
Yeah.
Because there's really not much you can do about it. So focus on what you're doing or what you can manage.
Yeah.
Oh, so
thanks for coming in as well.
Yeah, well, I thought we'd keep the tradition on.
Oh, yeah. I like this. Is a great... thank you, Scott Ellis, for starting this up, mate. I appreciate it.
And, we'll bring out the gift.
Oh, yeah. What do we got?
So this
Whoa, that's cool.
Takashi, and he is from Tokyo Avengers, which I keep reminding you that
you
need to start to watch.
Yeah.
And he is...
That's awesome.
A super nice guy. He's very... friendly and generous to his family and friends, especially his two sisters. So I just thought it was good. That's very good.
Thank you so much. What's his name?
Takashi.
Wow, that's really cool. I'll have to hold that up for the camera. That's a nice. I like that.
He's got a little stand.
Oh, does it? Yeah, that's where he's going. Yeah. I'll show the camera. That's the end of the episode with Will Knott, a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu and mentorship. His philosophy shows us the best submissions are the one that submit doubts and build character. Don't tap out now. Follow the podcast for more stories that help shape Karratha. And until next time, keep rolling forward.